viewers, welcome to our YouTube channel Cloud Climber. In this session we will see advanced Spring Boot annotation. In our daily projects we will use so many annotation, but we will be not knowing why we will use this annotation and what is the purpose of using it in our application. So we will see all the annotation which are most commonly used in our project. We will see all about it one by one detailedly. So we will go with the next example, that is at qualifier and at primary. These two annotation will perform a similar works. We will see it detailedly now in the code level. Okay, we will go ahead. So now I will give a real-time example. Take an example of a form. In the form you will be having different types of form, like a hen form or a animal form. So I will take an example of an animal. So we will take one form, one animal. In animal there will be different types of animal. There can be a cow, cat, dog, whatever it is. There will be different types of animal. We will take that example and we will demonstrate at qualifier and at primary annotation. So first I will create one class, new class, and I will call it as a farm. Okay, after the farm we want an animal. Here animal is an interface. Why is an interface? I will see this everything detailedly. So I have form now and I have animal, but where's the other animals? I have only two. I will create one more class with the animal name. Suppose I will take a cow and I will take one more animal name, cat. Okay, now we will go to the farm, animal, cat and cow. So this is the form. Here I will use at component annotation. And inside the form I will call the animal interface. It's not a normal class, it's an interface. I will call that interface now. I've created when I'm injecting, I have to use at auto wire. This was what I have explained in the previous annotation at auto wire. If I don't use it, I will get null pointer exception. So I'm using it and I will create a simple construct with the class name. So farm. Okay, here our constructor is also ready. Then we will go to our interface and we will create one abstract method. It is public void and I will create an abstract method make noise, because I have to override this method by calling the other services. How we will override? So okay, I have used this. Then I will go to cow and here I will give implements to animal. Like I'm extending to that. Okay, at auto wire. Okay, here I will print string that entered into a cow class. Okay, why I'm using like this, I'll explain you. and I have one more class called cat. So this also I will implement to animal. Here we will create this method once again. Here I will print entered into cat class. Okay, this is fine. Now if I see the program, it's look fine for me. There is no problem. So okay, let me see. We will run the program. I should get this cow class executed or a cat class executed, and I have printed this. That should be printed in our console. Let me check whether it will get printed or not. Oh, I'm getting an error. What's the error is field animal in com.example spring boot annotation form required a bean type. What does it mean? Bean type. Right? I'm getting an exception. Or my application is not running. How to fix this? So here what is happening is I have one form. I am calling that interface, but that interface is used by cat as well as cow. Then how it will respond? How application will know whether I should respond for cat or a cow class? So in that scenario, this at qualifier or at primary comes in the picture. So what we have to do is here I have to give at qualifier annotation. Inside this I have to give the service name which I have to execute. Suppose I want to execute now cow, so I should give that cow class name here. Okay, then we will execute. We will see what it will happen. Again I'm getting the exception. Why? Because when you get into it, I have not mentioned the at component annotation. I have to mention at component, and I should give the exact name what I have given at the at qualifier. So in that qualifier I have given cow, the same name I have given in my service also. If you see, my application is running proper now by giving the at qualifier annotation. So this is the one method of this at qualifier. Then there is another annotation, it called as at primary. See, instead of using this at qualifier, we can directly go to our services here. I will remove this also. And here if I annotate this with at primary, it will work properly, it should run properly. See, now my application is running properly. Now if I go to the form, I am not using this at qualifier even though my application is running. That is because of this at primary annotation. If you use this, our application will run properly. This is about at qualifier and at primary annotations. Okay, we will see the next annotation, that is at lazy. Why this at lazy annotation will be using in our project is, uh, if we annotate any method with at bean annotation, whether you are using that bean or not, the Spring container will create an object for all annotated beans. So it's a waste of heap memory, right? To avoid that, if you provide that at lazy annotation in the service layer for that particular object, it won't be created in the Spring container. Other than that, all other beans will be get created. To do that, we will use at lazy annotation. There is one more method, that is we will use it in the at YAML file, at like in the property file or an YAML file. I will show how we will use that. Okay, this is like in your application.yaml file or in the property file, you have to give this like Spring. Under the Spring you will be having main. In that main we are saying that lazy initialization is true, then we are making that it should be lazy. If you give this in your application.property files or YAML file, it will work properly. So this is why we will use that at lazy annotation.